Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 17. I'm in Atlanta for a very short layover. I am almost delirious, so if this video makes any sense at all, yay for both of us. So this day has been a real long one. It started off super early. We were in Portland this morning with a really early show, like 5 something. We flew to Las Vegas with 50 passengers on board. They were wonderful. Every single one of them was just lovely. 50 on a 320, which means we had room for 182 guests, but we had 50. And they were all really, really well behaved. We had a really nice time, had a great chat with everybody. I'm position B on this trip, which is maid cabin. Then we got to Las Vegas and we had a 3-hour sit. A 3-hour sit in any airport is long, but when you actually are sitting in your own airport for 3 hours, it's like, oh God, shoot me. It's just so long. Although I will say we had the silver lining of actually having our crew room there, so I had somewhere to go. I went into our quiet room, which is a room where the lights are off. There's a little sound machine, like little ocean waves, and there are recliners, so you can kind of lay back and try and take a nap, which I did. I was pretty successful, even though someone in the room was texting someone, and every time there was a response, their phone went bzz, bzz. Oh my God, who does that? Who has their phone on vibrate during a message? Whatever. It was a struggle to take a nap. But then we flew to where are we? Oh, Atlanta. Flew to Atlanta. And then when we got here, the gate that we were supposed to go into was occupied by a plane that was supposed to go to Newark. But Newark has a ground stop. So they don't allow flights to enter into Newark. So that plane wasn't pulling back. So we had to sit on the tarmac for about 45 minutes. And these passengers tonight did not want to stay on that airplane. They did not want to be on there. They were not happy with us. They weren't happy with us anyway. This flight was something else. Up and down the aircraft, it seemed, I don't know. Do you know when kids try to test you? They know the boundaries. They know what they should and should not do, but they just sort of like push a button, to see what happens. It just seemed like the entire aircraft was like that. We were super full. We were totally full. And it just seemed every 2 or 3 rows, there was someone who was like, hey, poke. From one woman, to get my attention, to take something from her, like a piece of trash, I passed by and she smacked my arm. Not a little flick. She like she hit me. And I was so startled, I just, excuse me, here, I'll take that. And then I got back to my jump seat and she really hit me to get my attention. I guess it's better than grabbing my butt. I don't know, but that happens too. One of my favorites, it was my least favorite, but to be sarcastic, this one woman, she flagged me down. She used her hand. She was like, come. She must have been 10 rows away. She didn't use her call light, but I happened to look in that direction and I saw her waving. And it was almost frantic, so I rushed over and said, hi, what can I do for you? And she held out, using the tips of her long fingernails, she held out this crumpled piece of tissue at me. Now, I don't know what was in or on this tissue, but she was holding it as if it were a dead mouse. I didn't have gloves, I didn't have a bag, I just took it. I've done worse things than handle a used tissue. I have an ex-husband, so I've done worse things than handle a used tissue. So I did take it, I disposed of it, washed my hands. But I swear she did it to one of my other coworkers, and I almost think she was like, to her neighbor, hey, watch this, like hold my beer, you know. And she did it again later on during the flight with one of my coworkers. And it was just like, it was that kind of flight. I mean, it just seemed like every time you turned around, someone was like just trying to push a boundary. I don't know why. But I think we all did a beautiful job. Nothing needed to be de-escalated. Nothing ever got to that point. But I really do think that our entire crew was super, super capable and smiled and was pleasant as possible. And it was a big success. But the biggest challenge I had tonight is pretty much my biggest ongoing challenge is my struggle with remain patient with guests who insist on getting up when the seatbelt sign is turned off. It is my greatest struggle at work. Mostly because, you know, horrible things can happen during turbulence. I hate to scare you, but really bad things can happen when there's some serious turbulence. And I was reminded of this by one of my coworkers. It was this week or last, I forget. But she was working a flight and there was some turbulence. The captain said, please, flight attendants, return to your jump seats. You know, please take a seat. And before she could get back to her jump seat, she was thrown up in the air and then landed, and she broke her ankle. Not just a break. She showed a photo on Facebook. We're friends on Facebook. She shared a photo of what her ankle looked like, and it looked like, did you see Haunting of Hill House, or Hill House Haunting or whatever? Bent neck lady, that her foot looked like Bent Neck Lady on Hill House. It was a bad break, and she's out of work for 4 or 5 months. She can't work, and this is just because of turbulence. And it's not an uncommon thing. Again, not to scare you, but when the captain turns that seatbelt sign on, he's not joking. He's not doing it, oh, let's see what happens. It's not safe. And tonight, it just seemed like half of the aircraft had to go to the bathroom the minute the seatbelt sign turned on. And, you know, you'll find your own ways of managing that, and you'll find your own tone when delivering the news of the captain has turned the seatbelt sign on. Please return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt. You'll discover your own tone and how you deliver that in a friendly manner, but also one that is firm enough to suggest that this is important. And I used that tone again and again, and it didn't work an iota. In particular, this one guy, this video is turned into a rant. I apologize. This one older guy, silver hair, he only had one beer, so it wasn't because he was drunk, but it seemed every time he had a tissue, a can, a cup, anything to dispose of. And our tray tables are this big, so you can't really have that much trash. And we do trash every 10 or 15 minutes. We walk up and down the aisle with a trash bag again and again and again. But he insisted every time he had a can or a wrapper, he would get up, even with the seatbelt sign on, and walk all the way back from the mid-cabin to the back galley to dispose of the can or the wrapper or whatever. And at one time tonight, he didn't just fall, he was thrown sideways, landing on 2 of our guests. He got up and continued to walk to the aft galley to dispose of an empty Heineken can. Sir, please return to your seat. And please buckle your seatbelt. What? I don't understand. I really don't. I don't. The big struggle for me tonight was to remain pleasant, smiling, and positive, because it could have gone south, really. So this video is totally turned into some sort of rant. What this really is one tiny window into really the hardest part of being a flight attendant, I think, is being mindful of your own temperament and being mindful of your own energy in situations where our guests seem to be testing you. They might not be, But this does seem to be one of the challenges I think I face, and I think it's not uncommon to be mindful of myself and my tone and how I present myself, especially when I'm asking people to do things that they don't want to do, which is sit down and buckle your seatbelt. I don't know. This video is useless. I apologize, but it is, I think, kind of informative as well. If you're going to be a flight attendant, this is part of the glamour of the job. I am, what was I going to say? Oh, so tomorrow, which is Vlogmas Day 18, unbelievable. Tomorrow we have an early show tomorrow. We fly from Atlanta to Houston and then Houston to Las Vegas. No sits, so it's a nice easy shot back to Las Vegas. I'll be back in my apartment by about 11:30 tomorrow morning, Pacific Coast time. Super excited. And I get to see Buddy. Oh my gosh. The guilt I feel when I'm gone for 3 days is just crazy, especially after the look he gave me when I got in the car day before yesterday. The look he gave me and that little cry. Oh my God. So I'm home for less than 24 hours. I'm home for probably 18 hours. So I'll get my absolute fill of Buddy as much as he'll let me. And then I fly out again tomorrow morning. Not tomorrow morning, the day after. So I fly out for another 3-day trip. Then I have 2 days off, so I can just kind of just cuddle Buddy's little brown black bum off. You know, I'm gonna cuddle him until he can't handle it anymore. And there you go. So there is Vlogmas. I apologize. It's just a Steven delusionally tired ramble. If you like this video and give it a thumbs up, I will think you're crazy. All right, last thing before I hang up, before I stop filming, I should have said this earlier. I still have that giveaway. I'm giving away, if you didn't know, I'm giving away a large Magecto cooler bag, which, I don't know, is it 40? I don't know how much it costs on Amazon, but it's a fair $45? I don't know. But it's a large Magecto lunch bag. If you go back to my Vlogmas, I think it says my first giveaway. I will give directions on how to enter into that giveaway. It's not difficult. In fact, it's probably the most rewarding way to enter into any giveaway. And I'll be doing that giveaway I'll probably announce the winner New Year's Day at some point. And if you want to see what that lunch bag looks like, look into my videos and look for the lunch bag comparison video, and you'll see what that Magecto large bag looks like. All right, you guys have a good night, good day, whatever, and wish me luck getting to sleep. I'm gonna take a hot shower before I get in bed just to nudge me in the right way of falling asleep. All right, good night, fly safe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.